Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm Chief Sweet and today I'm going to show you how to install lamps inside the enclosure. If you have a screen top enclosure, there are tons of ways you can mount your UVB and your heat lamps inside of an enclosure that's like really big, like the dubia roaches enclosures and habitats. Tons of enclosures that have a screen top, and you're wondering how to put this on the inside. Let's get to it, shall we? So I have a dubia roaches enclosure right here. It has some very thick screen. A lot of people can't get like proper temps inside this enclosure. So if you are gonna want to install your UVB inside of this, we'll go ahead and go with the UVB first. What I use to install UVB in mine is zip ties. That's all I use. Zip ties. Some people like to use other things like chain. We'll go over that. Chain I use for heat lamps, but for UVB I use zip ties. And these are in case you want to use those as well. Now on a lot of these enclosures you'll have this support bar right here, as you can tell. This you can actually take off if you want to. However, a lot of times what I see people do, and what I would do as well, is you can mount your heat lamp on the support bar. And I'll go ahead and show you how to do that right now. Now there's two ways to mount your heat lamp on the support bar, and that's with one of these right here. Say if you have one of these lamps and it has one of these, you're just gonna go ahead and unscrew the support bar, and you can take this off as well with these little, what is it called, the little clamp light. And now you are gonna have to unscrew this as well. You gotta unscrew this, so you have to get inside here, like so. And then once you have that, you just can pull it out, and then you get the bar right here, and you just insert it like so, and see, it will hang inside of the enclosure. And then you have your basking lamp in there. There you go. Your basking lamp's in there. You can feed it through the holes of your said aquarium, and there you go. Look at that. So very important to remember, when you put the UVB inside your tank, you don't want it too close to the heat lamp. I know in a lot of videos I say like they want them right side by side, but the reason that is because this dome is going to block most of the UVB. So if you have it right here, the dome is actually in the way. So what I would do is I would try to like angle this a little better, maybe like that, and then have this right here where they're still side by side, but it's not getting blocked by the dome. It's still pretty close, right? And like I said, with this, all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut some holes inside of the mesh screen, like right here and right here, put my zip ties through, and go ahead and secure it into place. Say you have a lamp like this, it doesn't have one of those little things on there. All it is just a regular lamp. It only has the clamp on there, it doesn't have the little metal piece connected to that. That's where these chains come in. I got these chains. You get these chains honestly anywhere. They're like flower pot chains. This one is to hang other stuff as well. Either one's gonna work. Now these chains right here, it comes as like one long chain, and what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to make this chain shorter. Now this is very easy. It seems really hard, and all you're gonna need to do this is some pliers. And then you just separate it like that. Sorry, this is not focusing like that. And then you just bam, and you have your small chain. And then you can just lay that out, measure it up, do the same thing again. There we go. Hold it there, grab the other piece, and then just separate it like so. Bam! Now you have two loops of metal like that, and you created your loops. So what you'll do is you'll just put the chain through the loop right there. Sorry, you put the chain through the little loop. Bam! Then put your chain through this right here, and then bam! Look at that. And now you get the little hook it came with. You put this right here through one of your slices that you made through the little hole, and then bam. like so. And you can have your chain hooked up like that. That's why it's good to measure this. I just showed you because I really didn't know how I was gonna, you know, how much I needed. I didn't measure it at all. That's why it's good to measure the the chain. This little hook is kind of keeping it together right there. You can squeeze this together to close it off with pliers, and just squeeze that together so it seals. Bam. As you can see, the chain is not going to be able to escape there. And you can do the same thing for the top as well. You can chain it here as well through the mesh screen. Like I said, cut holes in the screen. But this is one way of doing it. Like I said, it's not pretty. It's not the best, but it'll get the job done. One popular way I see of doing it, makes me scared, but I see people doing it, and I'll show you as well. People will, and you can do this. It's just, it's a little scarier, you know. They'll do this, you know. And again, you might have to because this has that, so it's like, we gotta unscrew it again. I'm gonna see if I don't have to though. And then people will do this right here, right? And they'll do it again like another loop, so that way it kind of ties itself in. So you need to secure this very well if you do it like this, you know? So people will hang it down like that. You can. This method right here just scares me. I don't know if I would do this. And once you put it through your little feedback here, you can duct tape it on the side of the wall with some tape, and then it'll be pretty secure, so that way it won't come down anymore, no matter how much you pull on it, and it'll be hanging down for your lizards. Perfect little thing. Another way is using these ones right here. These are some awesome ones. I get these off Amazon. You get Arcadia ones as well, and pretty much they're just gonna mount wherever the heck you want them, like this, in the cage. You'll just put the screws to the top of the mesh and just screw it in. You can use any type of screws you want to. Ones I like to use are the wing nuts and stuff. That way you can just drill, like I said, cut a little hole in here, through there, screw the top in with a wing nut, and you're good to go. Here is my bearded dragon's cage, Bubba, and if you look, I have cut holes in the top of the screen right there, made a little loop, and put the UVB through it. So it looks like that right there. As you can see it, see, I just cut holes in there, put the zip tie through it, made a loop, funneled in there, you know, just did a little bit of the, you know, fed it through the loop. This was just a loop, and bam, that's how I did it. So that's how you do it. You just cut holes into the screen mesh, and it might take some time. I have some thicker stuff, I'll show you that. So I have the Zilla tank, and it has some very, very thick. Let me see if I can get in here. I'm sorry if you can't even see the screen that good. Oh, I'm trying. Anyways, this had some very, very thick screen. I just had to like pretty much try to grab it with these pliers and little spots, and I just had to having to push down, and I'm sorry if you can't see it. The camera's not focusing, but I just really had to push down and just find and just make a hole in this, because this is some very, this is some very thick screen. So if you have very thick screen and you have to mount on the inside, you're just gonna have to really, you know, dig to find a hole, and that's what I had to do. But it was only for the UVB. I only had to do it for the UVB, not for the heat lamps. I'm gonna show you an example also of how I would mount it. Like I said, when you mount the heat lamps, you can make a little, you can make this smaller. I'm just showing you because I don't want to cut the stuff into the duvet enclosures. And then what you could do is you could do this right here. Get this little metal hook, like I said, and then get this like so, and then bam. So that way, what you have here is this is not going to melt, but it is attached to a zip tie. It's tied up. Make the zip tie tighter, and it'll bring it up higher, obviously, and then it'll just hang from this right here, and bam, that's how you got it. Now I showed you all the ways. I'm just going to go ahead and do a quick mounting of my UVB and my heat lamps in this duvet enclosure, and show you the way I'm going to have this one set up specifically. Okay, so I'm going to be using these to mount them inside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and first take this off. I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting into probably right here and right there. Get a good hole going right there. So, like I said, simple. Start cutting. I know it's going to make it look ugly, but it is what it is. Bam! We got a little hole right there going. hole. It's perfect. Now I'm gonna make another one right beside it, like right here. And unfortunately, like I said, you're just gonna have to cut those holes in here. And then what we do is we get our zip ties. And then we're just gonna put them in like so. And remember not to pull it tightly, okay? You're gonna wanna just start it with a giant loop. Just get it one notch in, or two notches, maybe 2 clicks, like, you know, that's it. You can use big zip ties, you know, like, I don't know, 15-inch, 16-inch zip ties, whichever ones you want. Very large zip ties is what you want. You can't do tiny ones. So, get that, bam, there you go. Now you got those two on there, and you can go ahead and slide them in now. Look at that, see? I forgot to take the bar out because I'm doing this just on the fly, kind of show, you know. And then bam, there you go. Your UVB is now in. And you can pull it to make it tighter now, however you feel like it, just like that. I gotta take the bar out real fast. I forgot about the bar. There you are, look at that. Now, it's time to apply. And like I said, if you wanna do a zip tie again on this, and then just put one of these guys in there hanging from it, and you can make like a little, you know, a nice basking zone where the lamps are pointing to that area right there. But I got these like they maneuver, so these ones out here, they actually like maneuver, so that's why I'm gonna put these like right here, maybe a little closer, like so. And I'm just gonna do the same thing, cut little tiny holes for this one because I need the screws to fit in. And then, bam, there you go. Get your 2 screws. I think I'll probably do it this way. And then you put them through. You might have to force them through. The screen is strong. Push it in. There we are. Screw it in. And there you are. It's getting perfect. Just like that, it is now inside. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did and I helped you, like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.